Aloha! Welcome to the Friday live Aloha coaching call. I am Tom Gaddis, coming to you from bright and sunny Dallas, Texas. Although the hotel room I am in is slightly chilly, I am excited to be here. What's up, Eco Clean Power Washing? Oh, I love that. No more 0 days. Hey, Doug, good to see you. Jacqueline from across the pond. Kim, welcome everybody. Welcome. Hey, Patty, Daz, Shelly, good to see everybody here. I'm excited to be here. I actually arrived in Dallas yesterday evening because the high level event is starting next week on Monday. And one of the things that I do when I'm traveling is I try to see if I can group things together. So it actually worked out because my mom is turning 75 tomorrow. And what she wanted for her birthday was for all her kids to be together. We haven't all been together in a long time. And so since I was coming to Dallas, and that's not far from Oklahoma, where my sister and mom are, and my brother is in Austin, we decided to come in early and do a little family meetup, celebrate my mom's birthday on Saturday. My sister's birthday is also October 15th. So we're doing a little birthday bash. So I came in yesterday. We're hanging out with them today. And tomorrow, I'm also going to go to the OU Texas game tomorrow afternoon. And then hang out with them again on Sunday. And then start work on Monday. So mixing a little bit of business, family time, pleasure, all in there. So super exciting. But a big shout out to my mom. Happy 75th birthday, Mom. Love you. So today we're going to be talking about what I'm going to be talking about at the high level event. So for those of you who don't know, High Level reached out to us and asked us to be one of their breakout speakers. So the way the high level event is set up is they have keynote speakers. Like if you go and look, I think this year, like Neil Patel is going to be there. I'm really excited to hear Jesse Eitzer. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jesse Eitzer. He owns a private jet company. His wife is the founder of Lululemon, or is it Lulu? No, Spanx. His wife is the founder of Spanx, I think. And so I found Jesse not through any of his entrepreneur stuff, but he wrote a book that I recommended, I think, one time we used to do a segment called What is Tom Reading? And I recommended this book. He wrote this book called Living with a SEAL, where he hired this Navy SEAL to come in and live with him for, I forget how long it was, and train him like a Navy SEAL. And the book is funny. It's inspirational. It's a really great insight into a very disciplined mindset and what, just focusing on getting things done and not the problems and all that stuff. So highly recommend that book if you've never read it. It's a really, really great read. But he has also written some other books since then. I think he has one called Living with the Monks. But anyway, he's going to be talking. So I'm really looking forward to hearing him. So there's the main speakers. Then they have smaller breakout speakers, and I am one of those. And then they have panel discussions as well. So Nick is going to be doing one of the panel discussions on Tuesday. I think I'm actually speaking Wednesday at 1:15. I think I start off the breakout session that day. So looking forward to that. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of preview of what I'm going to be talking about. We're going to, of course, share some shark wins. I'm going to take your questions. We're just going to hang out here for an hour. And I thought, since I was thinking about Jesse Eitzer and What's Tom Reading, that I'm going to bring that segment back for today. But this time, I'm going to share What's Tom Reading on the plane. I'll show you the books that I put in my backpack to read on the plane. I know, Patty, you'll probably love that. So awesome. So how's everybody doing out there in Sharkland? Yeah, Patty says, is What's Tom Reading still a segment? We haven't been doing it in a long time, but I'm going to do it today, Patty. What is Tom reading on the plane with that little addition there? Awesome. So let me start off just kind of by talking about Jacqueline. Good. I'm glad you're doing okay. Jacqueline, somebody messaged me on the YouTube channel and they were like, hey, does the directory thing work in the UK? And I was like, yeah, we have several people over there that are doing it. So awesome stuff. I see lots of people working hard, getting SDA going. Love it. Awesome. Yeah, it has been great to see all the people sharing their wins and getting their smart directory AI sets up. And I've been answering a lot of questions in the school group. So really, really glad to hear that. I saw somebody ask me, yeah, I'm originally from Oklahoma. So I am a big Oklahoma Sooners fan. So this is like our number one rivalry game is OU versus Texas. And that's happening Saturday. They do it inside the Texas State Fair at the Cotton Bowl. It's an amazing environment. It is unbelievable. So I'll talk about that. You know what? I might even share a little bit of business insight I got from the driver who picked me up from the airport. I think you guys will like that as well. So a couple of things, because it kind of ties into what I'm going to talk about today. So let me just give you kind of the general, the meat of what I'm going to be talking about, because here in our community, we focus a lot on AI. Nick does a lot of amazing AI training on his YouTube channel. We've got the AI Fast Track, right? We just launched a free training a couple of weeks ago called the AI Smart Launch Lab. We have a couple of lower price products, AI Post and Profit. We've got a thing called the Already Done method, which is kind of tied in with that. We have our software, Smart Directory AI, which serves a specific purpose. And then, we have a coaching program, AI Profit Center. And so we're very heavily involved in AI, not just in this community, but also in the agency. We're selling more and more AI services. We're getting more and more, more and more inquiries from people about AI things as it kind of filters out. And that, when I see something like that, which is awesome, right? Like, how many of you on this call right now are just like super stoked about AI? You're like, maybe you've been through the fast track, whatever, maybe not, maybe you just caught one in Nick's YouTube videos, but you're like, oh my God, like this AI stuff is amazing. Like I am in, I see how we can use this to not only help people, but also put a little jingle in our pocket. And I'm super excited about it. How many of you on this call right now are like that? Yeah, it's the new frontier, Shelly says, right? Catherine says, totally. Jacqueline says, I am. Lee says, yep. Like all of you, right? Byron, I'm stoked. Patty, can't get enough, right? Especially as marketers. I mean, it's unbelievable, right? AI can pretty much do everything. It can help you do the research. It can help you write the copy. It can help you make the images. It can help you put the ads together. It can post things for you. It can even soon, we've mentioned this a couple of times, like you are going to be able to run ads from directly inside ChatGPT, right? I mean, that's crazy. So when I look at all that stuff, just like all of you, I'm super stoked and excited about those things. But I also see a huge, glaring, flashing red light with all of that stuff. And that red light is that the old challenges of running a marketing agency or being a freelance marketing person are not the challenges that you face today already. And I don't think these challenges are like coming, like they're going to be here in a year. Like they are already here. This, what I'm going to talk to you about, is already happening. And the old challenge, used to be like, well, how the hell do we do this stuff? Right? Like if you could figure out how to do SEO, if you could figure out how to run Facebook ads, if you could figure that stuff out, you could get paid. If you knew how to build automations and build out complex marketing funnels, right? You could get paid. That is not the case anymore. AI, when I look at everything that's going with AI, what I see is that AI has taken away one of the biggest hurdles that keeps people from entering the market, and that is actually doing the fulfillment. the work. That keeps a lot of people stuck. Now, probably a lot of you on this call, just like me, when you can have AI do the fulfillment, you're stoked. You're like, oh my God, fulfillment is what I struggled with. Now AI does everything. It solves my problem. Yay. And it does solve that problem, but it also creates a big problem for you as well, which is the marketplace is just flooded. It's flooded now, and it's only going to get worse. So the person who wins in the new AI landscape is not going to be the person who has the fanciest AI or the best AI automations, because everyone is going to have those. Everyone is going to have those. It's going to be the person that can actually get attention. And what do I mean by attention? I mean that can actually get prospects to notice them, actually get prospects to talk to them so that they can tell them about their amazing AI services, and then actually just book the damn appointment. So in the new AI battlefield, if you want to call it that, attention is going to be the thing that everyone is going to struggle with, because you're going to have a gazillion people out there selling the same AI services, doing the same stuff. Everybody's going to look the same. Everybody's going to be able to provide things. And how do you differentiate yourself in that space and actually succeed, right? Now, I believe that this plays into something that we've been a big champion and proponent of for a long time here in our community, way before AI was even a thing. So one of the things that we've championed for a long time inside our community is that our people stop trying to act like big time marketing agencies and just be a person in your prospects area that knows what the hell they're doing. Because the reality is, people do not want to buy from big companies and big corporations. They want to buy from people they know, trust, they like, people that they know have their best interest at heart. And what we saw at our agency, especially because some of you may wonder, like, well, why do we only target Hawaii? Why do we not target, like, why are we not trying to sell our, like, if we did 1.6 million last year just in the small market of Hawaii, why the hell aren't you guys trying to do that in every market? Well, because the reason we get so much traction in Hawaii is because people want to work with someone in Hawaii. And that is true almost everywhere. I noticed this early on when I was trying to get my agency off the ground, is that I would respond to ads in other cities and people would say, well, are you in this area? And they didn't want to talk to me if I wasn't, because there's just a level of trust, and they just feel better when someone is in their own backyard and can help them build a website, do social media, any of those things. They just feel like, well, this person, I know where they're at. Like, so many people get ghosted by these people that are just all over the place, right? So that kind of idea has been percolating around with us, and we've been embracing that for a long time. I think that is going to become even more effective in what's happening now, when everybody's out there trying to use all the same tools, all the same stuff to get attention. I mean, let me ask you guys a question. What does your Facebook feed look like? Because, like, my Facebook feed right now is populated with a whole bunch of AI created videos. I saw one from one of our sharks yesterday, Jamie Buck, where he was on the game show, where he's on a game show. The Price is Right, right? I've seen a couple of other guys doing ones where they had this AI person in a Halloween alley, and like they were really good promotional videos created with AI, but like everybody's doing them. Anybody can do them, right? Everybody and their brother. So there's just so many of them out there. How do you stand out in that place? Well, the people that are going to win are the people that can make a real human connection. The people, like I said, and when we talk about attention, that's really what I'm talking about. How do we make a real human connection with someone so that we can just get them to hear us out? Hey, I've got something that can help you. I just want to present it, and you can tell me yes or no, right? Yeah, Lennon says my Facebook feed full of AI, right? Yeah. I mean, it's already here. It's not coming. It's not on the way. It's already here, right? So, we had a strategy before AI that was very local focused. I call it, in my talk at high level, I'm going to call it the directory edge, right? The directory edge is something that we've been doing. I mean, I started this like kind of figuring out the pieces of this puzzle in 2012. I don't know if any of you are in the private school group, you saw I made a post there. It showed up on my wife's feed. It was from 2012. And it was me saying, it was my wife making a post saying, hey, my husband has started a brand new site focusing on local Kihei businesses, and we're getting ready to do a mailer. So it was like a little promo for that. So this idea and working all of this out has been a process for me and Nick and us for over a long period of time. This isn't just some flash in the pan that we were like, oh, we came up with this because of AI. Like, we've been doing this strategy. What we have done over the years is adjusted this strategy to fit the current market environment. Now, I think this is something that doesn't get enough talk when you're talking about prospecting and how you're bringing in clients and what you're doing. It has been easier for us because we haven't had to change the core of what we're doing. We've just had to make a few minor tweaks and adjustments to fit the marketplace. We don't have to completely scrap what we're doing and start all over, right? So, when you look at kind of what we've done with the directory stuff over the years, the sort of the changes we've made have been in some of the positioning, the angling, and also the tech, right? As the tech has grown, we've adjusted the tech. There are a lot of the things that you smart directory AI users can do with just a couple of clicks. Like, we had to do it the really, really hard way. We had appointment setters, all that stuff. But with AI voice agents and outbound voice calling, which is coming really soon to Smart Directory AI, you're not going to need a team or anything. You're going to be able to do all this stuff, but it's going to flip some of that stuff on its head, right? So I'm going to be talking a lot about that in the talk at high level. This idea of attention is where the real key is, and the directory edge, how we use the directory edge to get that attention, build that attention, and do all that stuff. So I would encourage all of you out there, I mean, even if you're not using Smart Directory AI, really take a look at what we're doing there and try to see like, well, how can you apply that to what you're doing, right? There are some things that are applicable whether you're doing a directory approach or not, right? And, the things of customization. So, we did a training on how to be locally famous. That kind of stuff is going to be very, very valuable, right? Using AI to do that kind of stuff, that's really going to set you apart and really make you a part of the community you're targeting, I think is going to be key. Now, look, we use AI for things that we're doing, but we just use it in a specific way, right? And the key that we have is being able to get attention, start conversations. And the way we do that is by not coming at people as a marketing agency, right? We do not come at them as an agency. We come at them from this community resource site. We call it the Hawaii Thrive Initiative. Sounds almost governmental, right? So we do it that way. Now, that's part one of my talk is really going to be about that, the attention side of things, right? The last part of my talk is really about outbound voice AI. So high level just rolled this out, outbound voice AI, available in high level. And they have kind of been, most people would consider them being late to the party. And some people might think, well, why did they wait so long to do this when all these other companies already had it out? Well, I remember talking to Sean Clark in Vegas a few months ago, probably towards like the end of last year. They were, the high level team was here for something and they did a little meetup. And I was talking to Sean and we were talking about outbound voice AI because we were just starting to kind of, work on some things for that. And I remember Sean telling me that outbound voice AI is like dynamite. He's like, it's not if it's going to blow up, it's when it's going to blow up in your face. He's like, it is just it's a lawsuit waiting to happen, which is why High Level has been so meticulous about rolling out outbound AI, because obviously they don't want their company to go down because of that. And they certainly don't want you to go down because of that as well. So what is the big problem with outbound AI? Anybody have a guess? Anybody know, has anybody thought about this? Like, I know a lot of you, just like I was asking if you're excited about AI, you're probably excited about outbound voice AI, like an outbound AI agent doing outbound calling. Have you thought about the problems? Catherine, you are absolutely right. Catherine got it right, right? Yeah, permissions. Yeah, permission. That is the big problem of outbound voice AI. Like when I saw everybody talking about, oh, outbound is going to be, I'm like, there's no way they're just going to let people robocall everybody. No way, right? So how does the average person get permission? And if you are getting permission, what the hell do you need the outbound voice agent for? Like you can't use the outbound voice agent to get the permission. So you've got to do some other kind of marketing thing to actually get the person's attention and give you permission. And then you can use the outbound voice AI agent. Anybody who is outbound dialing without permission is just playing with fire. It's not a question of when you're going to get, or if you're going to get in trouble. It's only a question of when. Those businesses are, you remember back in the, I don't know if I'm older, so I don't know if any of you on this call were around for like the AdWord days. Like when I was very first getting into this whole marketing world, AdWords was a huge moneymaker. People were making lots of money from AdWords. They had big businesses, and those businesses practically vanished overnight because AdWords changed what they were doing. They made some changes and it was gone. No more AdWords income, right? So I have seen that happen several times with lots of things. The people that are like treating AI as the Wild West right now, like they may be making a little bit of moolah in the short term, but they are going to get burned in the long term, right? Like that is just going to go away. It's not going to be possible. So like, how does the average person, and now look, I know like there's some super smart people out there and all that stuff, and they can probably figure all these things out. I am not that way. I'm just an average guy. I always try to think, well, how can me, the average guy, like how the heck am I going to work around this and get permission? And so surprisingly, the answer for us was right in front of our face, and that was our directory site. So what we have done and what we're going to be rolling out very soon for all Smart Directory AI users is when a person claims their listing, when they click on the link and claim the listing, that will give you permission to reach out to them with an AI agent. So this is how the workflow is going to go. You'll build a list of leads. You will drop those into the free outreach workflow in Smart Directory AI. That workflow will send them an email. It will ask them to, if their information is correct, it will work on getting them to claim their listing. When the person claims the listing, they have to check a box that gives you permission to SMS message them and voice AI call them. And then what will happen is the thing I was telling you about earlier that we used to have to hire people to do, right? Like we hired appointment setters to call all of the people that claim their listings, give them what we call them courtesy calls. In the training, there's a training in the Smart Directory AI members area called the local liftoff method that's all about this. And it's basically follow up by phone, but instead of cold calling, you're giving people a courtesy call because you're with the directory. And so now what's going to happen is the emails are going to get them to claim the listing. When they claim the listing, your voice AI agent will give them a courtesy call. And the courtesy call will just be, hey, I saw you claimed your listing. I just want to make sure that everything is good. Do you have any questions? And then on that call, the voice AI agent will offer to sell them your premium upgrade package. Or you could have it book a strategy call, right? Now, we're also have inbound voice AI where when a person comes to your directory site, your inbound AI agent, either by phone, like if they call the number on your directory site, or they click on your AI widget on the directory site, it will also be able to get their business information, create a listing, claim it for them, offer them a premium upgrade, all within that widget or on that call. So let's say a person wants to add their business to your site. They don't ever have to talk to a real person. they can just call the number and be like, I want to add my business. And then it will let them add it. Then it'll walk them through, claim it, all that stuff. So those are some very, very exciting things that are coming, right? So yeah, it's Sidra, it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about those. So that's really the last part of my high level talk. But, it's a great topic for something like this coaching call, because this is something I think all of you really need to be thinking about, like, is how are we going to get attention? And, this, again, this has always been an issue for any business trying to get when you're trying to get a business off the ground, whether it's a marketing business or any kind of business, initial attention is always the problem. It's just gotten harder and harder over the years. And with all the AI people, especially in the marketing space, it's just going to get harder and harder for us. So start thinking about, how can I really set myself apart? And again, I don't think you have to do anything big and fancy. I think if you just lean into being the local AI person, being the person in your little town, in your little suburb, in your little area, that when somebody says, man, I've been looking at this AI stuff, they go, oh, well, you should talk to Jacqueline about that, man. She knows all about AI. Or you should talk to Charles about that, right? Because he knows all about how to help you get that involved in your business. And when you can get that kind of attention and get that kind of attraction, it's going to help. Now, you'll see us probably over the coming months and years share a lot more strategies on that. We're always looking for these kinds of things in everything we do. So even just for this event, we like to combine old school techniques with all the new school stuff. So these are, look at this, these are some print cards that Cameron, our Rockstar operations manager, put up for us, where we'll be able to pass these out at high level, right? So we've got these to help us get attention. We also had, check this out. We also had this shirt made for me to wear. I got a couple different colors, right? So this says the only GoHighLevel app that turns leads into clients. And then we've got a little QR code on the back that the person can scan. So we're going to be using those to get attention, right? Obviously, becoming a speaker at the event, another way to get attention, right? Nick's YouTube channel, that's something we do to get attention, all those kinds of things. So we're always looking for ways in all of our businesses to, how can we get that attention, keep it, be real, be authentic, and connect with people. This idea that you are never going to have to talk to a customer or a real person and make a lot of money, you need to get that idea out of your head right now if you have it. Like, that is not the way it works. It doesn't work that way in any business I've been involved in. You always need to talk to someone. There's either investors, money people. I mean, think about even a high ticket client business. Like, you still got to talk to that. Like, high ticket clients don't just deal with someone and never talk to them, right? Like, they expect interaction and talking. So, like, let's be realistic and real about what we're doing. And if you struggle with those things, let's get better at them. Now, I think our directory edge approach and a lot of things we do here, when we put that stuff together, we really design it for a person to be able to go in and use it as a kickoff point and to get better and better at the things they're doing, right? So it's interesting because so this was funny. When we were going to the airport, I was on my phone texting in Vegas, and my wife was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm setting up our ride with my driver in Dallas." And she was like, "What do you mean your driver in Dallas? Are you like making a joke about Uber? Are you just on Uber?" And I was like, "No, I'm not on Uber. Look, I'm in a text message. This is my guy. This is my driver in Dallas." And she's like, "How do you have a driver in Dallas?" And so here's the story. When I came to the last GoHighLevel event, I called an Uber, and the guy who picked me up was super nice. And so I got his number, and I was like, "Hey, if I come back, can I just text you and you can pick me up?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so anyway, he's got a limousine service here. And so he came and picked me and my wife up, and he it's like easy. He can let us make stops on our way to the hotel. And he's just a super nice guy. And, but whenever I need a ride, instead of going through Uber, all that, I can just text this guy. And so I was talking to him, and he owns a limousine company and he owns a gas station. And I've never known anything about the gas station business. So I was immediately curious. I was like, wow, what's it like to be in the gas station business? You know? And he's like, and I was like, is that like, are the profit margins good? Like, is there a lot of regulations? I mean, I know nothing about it. Right. And he said, well, they make no money on the gas. He's like, maybe you make 5 cents on the gas. He's like, but there's no money. But you make all your money from the things that people buy in the convenience store. And I thought, aha, there it is. This is the same structure as our directory edge. Think about it. The directory site is our gasoline. Our goal has never been to make money with the directory site. Like, we use the directory site as the thing to attract people, to bring them in, to get the conversation going so that we can get them in the convenience store and sell them the other stuff. And that's where we make our money. So gas station, I had no idea. I was like, oh, well, that makes total sense. You know, I know like car repair companies car repair places used to run an offer a long time ago with like a free oil change. And the point of the free oil change was, even though you didn't make money on the free oil change, once they got your car in there, they would do a free inspection. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like a activation call or a courtesy call? So you'd bring your car in for the free oil change and it would get a free 13-point or 26-point inspection. That 26-point inspection allowed them to look for all the things that were wrong with your car that you would then need to pay them to fix. So you go in for the free oil change and you come out with whatever it is, your repair bill, because they found things that were wrong. Your tires aren't good. This needs to be changed. Right? So the whole point was not to make money on the oil change, but to get the person in so that they could do the inspection and see if they could help them in any way. Was there something wrong with their car that needed to be fixed? Then they could fix it. We do that exact same thing with the directory site. We get them on that courtesy call or that activation call so that we can look at their marketing and see if there's anything that's broken that we can then help them fix. And then we just offer to fix it for them. So that's why we don't have to do like high pressure sales and hard closing things and all that stuff, because we're bringing them in, we're already in a conversation, and we're just looking and like, oh, by the way, did you know this doesn't work or that's broken? And you probably want to fix that. Make sense to everybody? I hope it does. Let me take a look at some of the questions here. Citra, those things that I showed you, this stuff is not really for business. This is really for people that would want to set up directory sites. So, I mean, we're happy to share this, but this wouldn't be something that I would send to a local business. This is mainly for marketers, because that's who's going to be at the event, right? Mainly marketers and high-level users and stuff like that. Jacqueline, yeah, they are going to record it. I know they're going to do that as well. Are you developing a workflow for the routine? We have workflows already built out for the voice AI outbound and inbound agents. We've just been waiting for HighLevel to roll it live so we can bring those out to you. So we've been testing those in the background and all that stuff. Jamil says, what's your advice after cold calling 150 HVACs the past 2 weeks for social media posting, but no bites? Been getting answering services, not interested, or my wife's sister daughter handles postings. What are niches where it's easier to get to a decision maker and needs posting year round? I'm willing to keep cold calling and have been using SociSpy for leads, just frustrated. Jamil. Man, I know the feeling. I have been there. I mean, first and foremost, I think HVACs is a very competitive market. Those people probably get clobbered with a lot of calls. I do like the home services niche though, but Jamil, like I was kind of talking about, what areas do you target? Are you just targeting HVAC people everywhere? Are you in a specific area? Like, I would maybe look at more, what's the word I'm looking for? You really want businesses in the home service space that are like the owners doing the work. Like, they're not necessarily prime time operations, but they're not slouches either. Like, they've got employees and all that stuff, but they're kind of like managing the thing. So really what you're looking for is somebody who is, they're busy running their business. And so they don't have time to do those things themselves, right? That would probably be the first check I would start to look. Jeff says the Uber in Dallas picks you up on horseback. Yeah. That's great. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I want to go through a couple of things here, and then we'll do some more questions and stuff like that. First, I want to give a big shout out to Maury Thompson and Brian Wilkie for getting their directory sites up and running and making a post about it. Congratulations, guys. Excited to see that. I know, Maury, yours has a few things to get going, but awesome progress. That's really what we want. And, you know, one of the reasons that these guys are able to get that stuff done is they take advantage of the accountability check-ins. Like, now I'm a little disappointed this week because this list is pretty small. Like, usually there's 2-3 columns here. So where is everybody at with the accountability posting? So if you're in the school group, if you're, in the school group, there's a post that gets there every week for you to just add on to it. If you're in the Facebook group, make your own accountability post. Right? I've seen I think one person in there, maybe two in the Facebook group, consistently posting their accountabilities week after week. Keep that up. That's not for me. That's for you, right? I know for me, when I got in the regular habit of keeping myself accountable Nick and I were doing it with each other, then a lot of things started to change, right? So make sure that we hold that in there. Charles said, ask Perplexity what people are looking for most in your area. Great list. That's an awesome tip, Charles. Thank you. I know. Life gets in the way, right? Here's the thing about that kind of stuff. When life gets in the way, what do? Well, as soon as we can, we just start our routine back up again. We don't have to beat ourselves up about it. We don't have to feel bad about it. I get it. Life gets in the way. Sometimes you have bigger priorities. I've been traveling a lot the past couple of weeks. I have not been going to the gym as much as I want, but I also haven't been beating myself up about it because I know that when I can, I go. So when I was just back home for a few days, I went every day, right? Now I'm traveling. I used to put a lot of pressure on myself to stick to all that stuff, even when I'm traveling. But really, when I'm here, I want to be focused on the event and the people I'm meeting and the things like that. And so I really kind of put my attention on that. So awesome stuff. All right, let's do some shark shout outs. And then I'll go over what Tom was reading on the plane. I wish I had a great graphic to go with that. And then I'll take some more questions from you guys, and then we'll wrap it up. Now, shark shout outs. Stormin Norman. I loved this post. Our man, Norm Thomas. For those of you that don't know, Norm has been in our community for a long time. He's I think one of the first remote millionaire members we had sign up. He had a few website design clients, but he was doing all the work himself. Over the years that he's been with us, and he's been with us for a while, he has built out a team. He's not doing all the work anymore. He became one of our remote millionaires, subject matter experts. He's just a great guy, super knowledgeable. And more recently, I brought Norm in to help with Smart Directory AI and customer success and helping people in that area too. So Norm is really active in the school group, and he does onboarding calls for Smart Directory AI, and just a really super smart guy. So I saw somebody made a post, and Norm was answering them about they had sent like 134 people through their Smart Directory AI workflow, and they didn't have any premium listings, and they were a little frustrated. So Norm made this post, which I thought was great because this is awesome. So Norm has about 84 of his 1,048 listed businesses in his Smart Directory AI have already opted into a $589 a month Google Business Profile Optimization, review management, and full premium package. So all of this came from phone calls. Each business showed strong interest. Next week, he'll find out how many move forward with full payment. So what Norm is talking about here is what I was mentioning earlier in the call, our local liftoff follow-up method. And so the person in the group was saying like, hey, I've run all these people through these emails, but I got, some people claim listings, but nobody bought my premium listing. What do I do? Well, here's the thing. Like we were talking about this on the walk, which I haven't even mentioned yet. Oh my gosh. We did a training on Wednesday, a new walkthrough Wednesday training on how to take a person from free to a paying client. How many of you were on that call, saw it, loved it, liked it? I'll put a link. You can you can check it out on the YouTube channel. The call's up there. I totally forgot to mention this at the beginning. But one of the things we talked about on that call was, where is the fortune? What's the old saying? The fortune is in the, where's the fortune in? The fortune is in the follow-up, right? Yes, that's right. I see it coming in. The fortune is in the follow-up. When we're talking about getting attention, right? Because the market space is so crowded, because people are so bombarded with messages, it is unrealistic to think that you're going to send 1, 2, 3, 4 emails even, and you're just going to get a flood of people to buy from you. It just doesn't work that way, right? You have to continually refine your follow-up process. Now, we've given you a really great foundation in Smart Directory AI, one that works, one that we've built out, but you should continue to think about that, develop it, and build it out. But the one thing I always see people do, and we tell everybody this in the beginning with Smart Directory AI, like, look, here's the way we do it. We send out the emails, we put people in, and then we call every single person. And depending on what they did, whether if they bought an upgrade, we call them. If they claimed their listing, we call them. If none of that happened, let's say that we put 134 businesses in our Smart Directory AI and no one claimed their listing, bought anything, we would still call all 134 businesses the next week. We would give them a courtesy call to say, hey, last week we sent you an email letting you know that your business was live on our directory site, and we're just trying to make sure we have the right information. We don't want the wrong information on there for people to find. Do you have a quick second so I can verify that information for you? And then we would bring people in and sell them that way, right? So that step is the one that almost nobody wants to do because they just don't want to pick up. I mean, those are really super duper easy calls. They're not sales calls. The scripts are in the Smart Directory AI training. Like, they're really easy to do. So that's what Norm is doing here. When you follow that process, when we send them through the emails and we follow up with some calls, it works. Now, once the voice AI outbound agents roll out, you'll be able to do that for the claim listings. But look, you shouldn't only be, this is the thing. We don't only call people that claim listings. Like, we try to call everybody. So it doesn't matter what they do. Like, I know what a lot of people are going to do. They're going to set up the voice AI outbound agent. And then that agent is only going to be calling people that claim their listings. Well, you're going to be leaving a huge pile of money on the table because there's a lot of people that didn't claim their listing that if you just gave them a courtesy call to help them claim their listing, you could probably turn into a client or upgrade to a premium package. So look, start with the easy wins, but eventually grow all that out so that you're just calling everybody. Okay. But this was an awesome work by Norm. So good work, Norm. Alan shared his September earnings of $5,685 for a variety of services like social media postings, SEO, website updates, marketing collateral, etc. Charles said, and he's Canadian, my man. Yeah, that's great. That's Norm. Paul Michael, 2 weeks ago, he reached out to a business that got a free listing on his directory site a year ago and offered an audit, which he delivered. He closed them on monthly Google Business Profile reviews, listings, and locations, etc., at $750 a month recurring revenue with a one-time $1,000 setup fee, website rebuild on the horizon with the possibility of pay-per-click and SEO down the road. This is a fantastic win. By the way, this win by Paul is basically everything that we were just talking about. Remember how we were talking about the car repair service that does the free oil change? And then you look for what's wrong and then you offer to fix it? That is exactly what Paul did here. So he went on his directory site. There's a listing on there that came in a year ago. So he didn't give up on the people that he's already reached out to, right? He reached back out to some old leads and he said, hey, I would love to do a free audit of your online presence. Now, you can use the high-level prospecting tool, which has free and paid. You can totally do this with the free to generate that. We call it an online visibility report, right? So you use the high-level prospecting tool, you put the business in, you run the report. That's what you go over with them, okay? Let's look at the things he closed them on. Monthly Google Business Profile. So I don't know if you guys know this, but very soon, HighLevel is rolling out a Google Business Profile optimization by AI that will be directly inside HighLevel. So pretty soon, you'll be able to do Google Business Profile optimization right in HighLevel using their tool. Reviews, you can handle all of those in HighLevel right now. They have an AI review thing. Listings and location, etc. So do you know that HighLevel has a listing service that you can resell? So it makes sure that all their name, address, and phone number is right on things like Yelp, yellowpages.com, all those bigger directory sites out there. It verifies their listings, and all you do is mark it up. Like, it is all delivered in the background. So that's a great service, which, by the way, helps in their AI rankings, because when AI searches a business, they go look at Yelp, they go look at reviews. Like, all of these things he's doing here is going to help this business in the AI age, because like if somebody goes to and they type in best plumber in Dallas, the AI goes and looks at Yelp, it goes and looks at various places and then makes a decision, right? So these things he's here, reviews, the listing sites, these are all good for that kind of stuff. And then he got $1,000 fee on here as well. So awesome work, Paul. You can also run paid ads from directly inside HighLevel as well. So almost everything on this win here can be fulfilled with HighLevel, right? And Paul just used the directory edge to get them in, right? So awesome work, Paul. Next up, Kristen reported that her monthly recurring revenue for this month. Kristen has had this client for forever. I love it. Kristen, keep reporting the win. It's a solid win. $3,000 social media website maintenance for her bar restaurant client with 3 locations. By the way, if you go back and look at all the months that Kristen has shared this win, you'll see the process of getting a $3,000 a month client. Because when Kristen took this client on, they were not at $3,000 a month. Kristen, I don't know, is Kristen here? Kristen, are you on the live coaching call right now? If you are, I can't remember how you got this client. If you are, or you get a chance, email me and remind me, or let me know, because I can't remember if she got this client by doing free posting. Oh, hey, Kristen, you are here. Kristen, did you get this client by offering free posting, or what was the initial price they were paying you? I can't remember. Dorn, what I missed. Nobody tell Dorn what he missed. Nobody tell Dorn what he missed. Sorry, Dorn. I'm waiting to see if Kristen answers. Well, Kristen, while you're doing that, I'll come back to that. But I can't remember, what did that client start out as? Did you get them with a free posting offer? I can't remember, but I know. And how long have you had that client? I know you've had them for a very, very long time. Oh, Dorn, all is forgiven. If you were on a sales call, all is forgiven. Good job. She said, okay, nope. The client called me after they saw. Oh, so the client called her after they saw her Google Business Profile. I was the only person who called them back when they needed someone. Started at $2,500 a month. So just suiting up and showing up. I mean, that's awesome, Kristen. And now we got them up to 3,000. So awesome stuff. Great. Okay. Let's see. That's a grand total for the week of October 4th through October 10th of $10,435. A grand total since the start of 2025 of $907,248.23 since the start of 2025. We are closing in on $1 million, and we still have a few months left in the year. So keep posting those wins. Keep sharing those recurring wins. We want to get over that $1 million mark. That's, by the way, nothing that Nick and I did. That's all stuff that you all did on your own. So excellent stuff, you guys. Excellent stuff. All right. Real quick, before I open up for some more questions, I wanted to do a new little thing that I'm going to call today, What's Tom Reading on the Airplane? Airplane, airplane, airplane. You guys like those? My wife is laughing at my corny sound effects over here. Oh, she's going to be like, God, I didn't realize you were such a dork. All right. So we've been talking about attention, right? How to get attention, what to do with attention. We've been talking about AI. So, of course, I'm reading some books from 1923. That's one of them. One of the books. This is going to be great. So we're talking about the future. We're talking about AI. Yet, I am studying one book that was written in 1923, another book that was written in 1962, and a third book that, well, the edition I have, I think was published in 1974 when I was but a mere 1-year-old marketing person running around trying to sell websites to my mom and my dad. But these are the books I'm reading because these books are all about the foundation of how to get attention, how to keep attention, and how to get someone to connect with you so that you can make offers to them, and then how to structure those offers the right way and how to get results with what you're doing. So here are the 3 books I took to read on the plane. All of these, by the way, super inexpensive, and you can get them on Amazon. Number 1, from 1923, and author Claude C. Hopkins, Scientific Advertising. As you can see, this is a very thin book. It's a quick read. This book will absolutely 100% educate you on the foundations of good direct response marketing, right? This is a really, really great book. I reread this book. I pick these books because I've read all these books multiple times, but I always go back and reread them, especially when I'm trying to tackle a new problem, because the principles and things laid out in these 3 books I'm going to show you always apply to anything that I'm trying to tackle. When we're talking about getting attention and making offers that convert and putting things together, all that stuff, this is a good one. Scientific Advertising, 1923. Next up, from 1962, and author Victor O. Schwab, How to Write a Good Advertisement. So what is really funny about this book is you can see where my daughters colored in it when they were little. That is, so my oldest just went to college, and my youngest is now 16, about to be 17. So that's how long I've had this copy of this book. But this is another really fantastic book, especially, on things like headlines and intros and hooks, all things that you're going to need to help you get attention. So this, and another book that's, it's kind of a little bigger print, but another book that's not super duper thick. So that was the second one. The third one is, for this one, you want to get this specific edition. Okay, so there's different editions of this. So I always want to, I always look for the 4th edition. I think this is the best one, but it's by John Caples, and it is called Tested Advertising Methods. So this one is a little thicker. This one, I have to admit, so I have read this one. I've started reading it and read straight through. This one is kind of hard to do that with. I find Scientific Advertising and How to Write a Good Advertisement are just a little more engaging. The Robert Collier letter book is also another one that is really, really good. It's super thick, though. That's why I didn't bring it on the plane. But this one, you want to read through it once. But I find myself with this book, whenever I'm trying to tackle a problem, like I need an email subject line, I need a headline for whatever, mainly email subject lines in the local marketing space, I get this book out, and there is a whole section in here on how to write headlines. So an email subject line is just a headline. It's just a headline. So if you go in here and go to the section on how to write a great headline, or like, what's the other one in here? Hold on. Let me show you. Let me get to the contents, because there's one in here that's great. So there's 29 formulas for writing headlines, 29 templates. So you will be surprised. Like, a ton of the stuff that you see the gurus putting out are just like rehashed versions of what's in this book. How to put enthusiasm into your copy, right and wrong methods, 20 ways to increase selling power. Like, there's just really great stuff in here. So sometimes I'll just look at the table of contents and be like, oh, what do I think applies? Finding the right appeal. So the appeal is the hook. So finding the right hook. So if I'm like, well, how can I get, like, Jamil, you were asking me about the HVAC people. Like, what hook can I say that's going to get their attention? Well, I might go in here and read this section on finding the right appeal to get my brain working on, like, well, what is a good hook? What is it that, and then think about, well, what is it that they want? What are they trying to do? What's the problem they face, right? So, a lot of this stuff boils down to, in these books, not thinking about yourself, which is what we naturally tend to do, and thinking about the other person. What is the other person thinking? It doesn't matter what you think. Like, what's keeping that HVAC person up at night? Yeah, his daughter's doing the posting. Okay. My daughter's doing the posting, but like, what's keeping him up at night? Like, what is the biggest pain point in his business? And if you can figure out a way that your service helps him solve that, then you're going to start to get better responses, right? Yeah, yellow pages. Yeah, all that stuff. So, well, man, any last minute questions before I wrap up this Dallas live coaching call? Excited to see everybody here. Now, I will be sharing some things. By the way, make sure, if you guys aren't on our, a couple things. One is, I forgot to do this. I'm going to be at the high level event all week. So if you're still one of the holdouts in our community that has not signed up for a free high level trial, shame on you. Do that now. I mean, we talk a lot about high level. We use it in the agency. We're going to continue to talk about it. We are all in on high level and AI. So if for some reason you haven't taken us up on this free 30-day trial of high level, go ahead and do that. We are going to be sharing a lot of stuff about high level. They always roll out a ton of new things during the event. So we'll have a lot of great stuff to share. You don't want to be left behind. You want to be up to speed. And look, high level does a lot of stuff. You will see a lot of people in our community talking about, I saw some people in the comments with the AI, even overwhelm and those kinds of things, right? Well, look, the only way to get past that is to start getting in and getting your hands dirty. So there's no better time to do that than now. You don't want to wait and then find out that you have all this catch up to do because you're so far behind, right? So like, sign up for the high level trial, get in. There's a bunch of stuff you get for free and all that stuff from us. But if you're one of those holdouts, do that. Also, keep an eye on our emails next week, because we will be sharing some of the nuggets and things from the event and stuff like that. So I will not be here next Friday, because that is the event actually ends on Thursday, but there's a bonus day on Friday that I'm going to, and then I'm flying back to Vegas. So I won't be on the live show Friday, or on the live coaching call Friday, but I will be back for the coaching call the following week. So I know I'll have a lot of great stuff to share with you guys, and we'll have been rolling out stuff. So lots of excitement ahead in the Offline Sharks community, the Smart Directory AI group. Lots of stuff coming your way. So keep an eye on our emails, keep an eye on the Facebook group, all that stuff. Let me look at the questions one more time. And then let's see. Lynette says, I thought I was late to the party. I should have joined 2 years ago. I love it. What a time saver. I'm so grateful. Tom and Nick and GoHighLevel and Dorn. Thank you, Lynette. That is awesome to hear that. Hey, Lynette, it's like that old saying, right? What's the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago. What's the second best time to plant a tree? Today. I love that saying. I love that saying. That reminds me to not beat myself up about maybe I have been procrastinating. Maybe I am late to the party. But who gives a shit? Jump into the party. It's still a party. Like, even if you're late to the party, you can still have fun. It's a party, right? So jump in. Don't be upset because you're late to the party. Just get in there and have fun at the party, right? So today's the best time to do that. Let's see. Is it worth using CNAME? Yeah, Charles, you don't use a CNAME in there. Okay, awesome stuff. Brian Ravinda, DM me on Facebook, or are you in the school group? If you're in the school group, just direct message me somewhere. Facebook, usually I see school group, but direct message me somewhere and we will connect there. So I know that I'm speaking at the breakout session on Wednesday at 1:15. I'm definitely going to be there. So you can always find me there. But yeah, if you are in Dallas for the Level Up event, please, please, please find me and find Nick and say hello. We really want to shake hands. We want to meet all the people in our community. So find us if you're there. Happy to hang out with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Awesome. Fantastic stuff. All right. Well, look, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this live coaching call this Friday. Again, I won't be here next Friday. We'll have some guest hosts, but they'll do awesome. Richie and usually whoever comes on with him. I think we're going to have a surprise guest next week. Someone who I don't know if they were maybe on a live show a long time ago, but they've been crushing it in our community and we haven't had him on the live show in a while. So I think we're going to have him on next week. So you guys are not going to want to miss that. And then I will be back the following Friday for that next coaching call. All right, everybody, stay safe, practice aloha, have a great weekend, and I will see you guys in the Facebook group. All right. Talk to you later, everybody.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.